Yes, hello everyone, and welcome to a special episode of Newsfighters. I'm Dylan Behan, the Katy Perry of Wacky Clips, and I'm back to recap the wackiest highlights of the 2025 federal election campaign. And what a bizarro campaign it's been! Tax cuts from Labor, market interventions from the Liberals, and everybody in Australia just wanting to vote for somebody else. Anyways, it all kicked off with Prime Minister Anthony Albanese making this promise.
And fair funding for every school, public and private.
Yes, there we have it. The Labor Party of 2025 in a nutshell. A working class boy from public housing proudly handing out money to the top end of town. ALP 2025. And the head-scratching announcements from Albo did not stop there.
We will make price gouging by Australian supermarkets illegal.
Quite a big call there, but what exactly is price gouging? Well, Albo stepped up with a very precise legal definition.
Price gouging is when supermarkets are taking the piss.
Oh boy, well that narrows it down. I'll tell you what, if taking the piss on prices is going to be illegal in this country, that's going to be bad news for the providers of every single product and service under our current form of free market capitalism. Everyone go to jail. Speaking of cost of living, over on the other side, opposition leader Peter Dutton's solution is, of course, more fossil fuels.
We are the only party with a policy at this election which provides support to every Australian straight away from day one with a 25-cent cut to fuel.
Yes, I've never seen a more obvious case of Dutton and the Libs being infected with car brain, where they believe quote-unquote,
every Australian
owns a petrol-fueled vehicle in this country. Breaking news, Peter Dutton. Some of us don't. Oh, but they also have a solution for making driving even more expensive, because that's what we want. Axing fuel efficiency standards.
Confirming the Liberals and Nationals would hit the brakes on Labor's fuel efficiency standards.
Coalition government will be axing Labor's car and ute tax.
Yes, no surprises that the Liberals are putting fossil fuel profits above Aussie hip pockets. And the Coalition's inspiration for this policy, I kid you not, I'm pretty sure is the gasoline fight scene in Zoolander. Yes, they just want everyone covered in petrol. Of course, Peter Dutton would probably deny that Zoolander's roommates did indeed
die in a freak gasoline fight accident,
because he refuses to have an opinion on anything getting hotter.
I don't know, David, because I'm not a scientist and I can't tell you whether the temperature has risen in Thargomindah as a result of climate change.
Moving on, one nice change this election campaign after the previous ones under ScoMo and the Coalition is we don't just have a pork-barreling Prime Minister travelling around the country handing out sporting facilities like he's a game show host. Oh no, wait, we do.
You're going to get a new pool. Yeah! $16 million will ensure that this pool can get the upgrade that it deserves.
Yes, note to self, move to a marginal electorate if I ever want to learn to swim. Meanwhile, Peter Dutton's campaign is leaning into law and order with promises like this.
A national pedophile disclosure scheme
allows parents or guardians to make application to the police if they've got concerns about a particular individual that has contact with their child.
What could possibly go wrong? Every parent I know is an absolute adult who won't abuse this scheme over petty vendettas or just use it to make prank calls like they're Bart Simpson.
Pedophile hotline, who do you want investigated?
Mr. Buttface, first name Ima.
Bored teenagers of Australia aren't going to have this much fun since John Howard introduced his Dob in a Terrorist hotline in the early 2000s. And thanks to Dutton, defence has also loomed large this election, with even Marrickville peacenik Albo admitting,
Put simply, that we need more things that go bang.
To which Dutton countered with,
Today we make a very significant announcement of over $20 billion to defence over the course of the next 5 years.
$20 billion? Did no one tell him this is a cost of living election? The only way this will help ordinary Aussies is if they can build drones that somehow also lay eggs. Yummy drone egg omelettes. And when it came to cost of living, Dutton knew exactly what was to blame.
At the moment, the government's energy policy, with this renewables only policy, that's the reason that we've got 30% increases in food.
Yes, that's right. Peter Dutton's like, it's that damn free wind and sun making all the food prices go up. Now, give me hundreds of billions of dollars to build nuclear reactors and then magically everything will get cheaper somehow. Meanwhile, the Libs thought out John Howard to appear in this campaign ad TikTok. Yes, because TikTokers love John Howard, hating on Labor.
We need people in charge who are trusted economic managers.
Yes, trusted economic managers like your guy who can't say how he's going to pay for his billions of dollars in military weapons or nuclear reactors.
Where will you make the savings? Where's the money coming from?
Peter Dutton, I haven't heard you say where the money's coming from. Where is the money going to come from for that?
No, we're not. Well, again, just back to the point.
Are you going to make any savings to pay for this announcement?
We'll find savings as we've been clear, as John Howard did in 96.
Yes, and sorry, how did he do that again? Remind me? By firing half of Canberra and causing a massive recession? What could possibly go wrong with that? That's a surefire way to win back your ACT Senate seat right there. Good job, political geniuses. Yes, and it seems like this election, like many before it, is coming down to the central issue of trust.
Who do you trust to help young Australians get into homes more quickly?
Now, it might just be me, but I'm pretty sure that statement shouldn't be coming from the guy who's revealed to have had
26 properties bought and sold at a profit calculated at $6.7 million.
Yes, when it comes to getting young Australians into housing, I'm pretty sure the only ones Peter Dutton cares about are his own future tenants. And also, when it comes to young people being at home, Peter Dutton doesn't want you to do any work there.
People are still working from home, including the Home Affairs Department, which is completely unacceptable. People refusing to go back to work in Canberra is not acceptable.
Yes, the bungled work from home policy was so toxic to the general public, Dutton had to come out 3 weeks later and try and Jedi mind trick us into believing he never said what he said.
I strongly support work from home. I've been very clear about that.
God, it's a bit like the Easter Bunny coming out and saying, I've been very clear about chocolate eggs, never seen any, don't know anything about it, very clear from day one. And speaking of Easter, Peter Dutton tried to score political points over that holiday and failed.
And as we go into Easter, I'd just say this message to Australians. I hope that over Easter people are able to have a conversation, parents to grandparents and to grandchildren, about what the next 3 years will look like if Mr Albanese and Mr Bant are elected. It will be a sliding doors moment for our country. An end to negative gearing.
Yes, an obvious lie, but also Peter Dutton has such landlord brain that he reckons abolishing negative gearing is something that all young voters would hate. Hey mate, have you tried hanging out with someone who doesn't own a plethora of investment properties for a change? Just a thought. Meanwhile, there was one surprise during the campaign as the Prime Minister had to quickly pivot to deal with some major international trade issues out of North America.
And I can report, after the discussions that my government has had with the Government of Canada, the Australian cafe owner Leighton Walters can once again have Vegemite back in his cafe.
Yes, if you want an idea how safe and boring and uncontroversial this election campaign has been, look no further than the media having to dub something
Vegemite Gate.
Vegemite Gate.
Which led to the Prime Minister making this announcement.
I stand with the Aussie cafe owner. I can confirm here today that I am pro-Vegemite.
Well, at least he's taken a side on a major international issue for once. That's all I have to say. Yes, as a campaign, it's been both light and boring, like a Sabrina Carpenter song. Peter Dutton thought he could coast to victory like Tony Abbott did by just portraying Labor as a chaotic mess, when they clearly haven't been.
This government has created a real mess. This government's created another mess, and we've got a big mess, and we're going to clean that mess up.
Meanwhile, Anthony Albanese thought he could win by running on his record of doing not much. In fact, if Labor had to make a campaign ad summing up their last 3 years in office, I reckon it would sound like this.
It's here. Everything the Albanese government has done in the last 3 years. On the ultimate compilation record, now that's what I call tinkering around the edges 2022 to 2025. Like some minor tax cuts.
At $40,000, it's $12.50 a week.
Hey, better than nothing. Wiping some breadcrumbs off student debt.
We've wiped $3 billion of debt for more than 3 million Australians.
Wow, thanks Santa. Only $25,000 to go. And fixing the housing crisis with a tiny increase to rent assistance.
Rent assistance, people will be getting an extra $23.
Rents are up $15,000 a year, but it all helps, I guess. Yes, everyone is saying Labor has done nothing the last 3 years, but actually, they've done a lot of not much. And it's all here, including smash hits like standing up to the supermarkets. Kind of.
The Treasurer will be directing the ACCC to conduct a 12-month price inquiry.
That'll show them. I mean, it's a start. And don't forget climate change.
I'm ticking off a new renewable energy project about every fortnight.
Wow. Goodbye, coal and gas. Oh, no, wait.
That contrasts to 7 to 1 compared with coal and gas projects.
It's not great, but it could be worse. Yes, ALP Records presents Now That's What I Call Tinkering Round the Edges 2022 to 2025. For less than the cost of a recession, it's the ultimate compilation of not much, but still slightly better than nothing and kind of heading in the right direction, I guess. Out now at Brash's.
Yes, that's Newsfighters 2025 federal election recap. Thanks for listening. Thanks to Lewis Hobber for his voiceover in that last segment. And as always, Newsfighters is written, produced and edited by me, Dylan Behan. You can follow me on Twitter at Diabolical, also on Threads and Blue Sky, or email me at dylan@newsfighters.com. Newsfighters is still on hiatus, but you can check out all our coverage of the last two federal elections on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/newsfighters or in our podcast feed. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at Newsfighters Pod and Threads. And if you enjoyed this episode, buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/newsfighters, and it might just encourage me to come back with a special year in review episode at the end of the year. And also, I'm kind of unemployed in a few weeks, so if anyone's got any wacky clips, digging duties that need doing, shoot us an email, dylan@newsfighters.com. Anyways, don't forget to vote. The election's Saturday the 3rd of May. Keep fighting, and bye for now.
This is Newsfighters,
where we fight the news
so you don't have to.
I love Vegemite. That's a good thing.